Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ask ServiceMonster show, where you've got questions for your service business and we've got your answers. Today's question comes from Danny. He asks, how do you communicate what it's like to be a business owner? He's got people around him, and some of them are just negative. They think that he's wasting his time, and others thinks he's full of favors. Normal people just don't understand. We've all heard all the little catchphrases. Unlike some people, I have a job. You own your own business. You can skip work anytime you want. Wow, I didn't know you had all these employees. You must be rich. No, man, I don't need a job, but can you lend me some money? Man, everything must be so easy for you. You own your own business and everything. The life of an entrepreneur is full of misconception. We are never off work. We take what we do very seriously, and yeah, we don't work 40, 60, 80 hours a week. In our head, we should be mapping all the time. We don't have time to hang out with those looking for a handout. And no, it's never easy, but we don't have a job. We're building a legacy. Okay, just real quick, before we get too deep into this, hey, hit that like button, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on notifications. It really helps the channel out when you do that. So what I've done for Danny here is I've kind of broken down 3 archetypes, non-entrepreneurs that you may run into, and what are some of their common issues with dealing with somebody who's a little bit different. First, the non-believer. They say things like, it'll never work, and you're wasting your time. But they just don't understand the perspective, and this is really usually when you're first getting started. They don't see the vision that you have for what you want to do. To that I say, please, Billy, tell me again how you manage people down at the burger station. I don't understand usually the mentality of the negativity, where they come from, and usually you want to take advice for people who have done what you want to do. They say, you're wasting your time. And I say, because binge watching the Kardashians is something that, really builds your character. Even if you go on a journey and you're doing it maybe on the side and you fail, it's certainly better than just playing video games and just drinking beer. Look, it deserved or not, people have a perception of you, and sometimes that perception comes from a time in your life where you weren't necessarily doing all the right things. And so they still carry that over into who you are now. And don't let it bug you. Sometimes you hear things like, why are you doing that? No, you're doing it all wrong. Let me tell you how you should do it. So many backseat drivers that think they know what's best. And especially what's interesting to me is they never have all the data or all the same information you do. And some people are just trolls. They get excitement out of stirring up the pot and making people agitated and angry. The next archetype is the in-the-box believer. You'll hear them say things like, you should go to school, you should go back to school, and you should get a real job. They say things like, you should go to school, you should go back to school, and you should get a real job. 80% of everyone lives here, and I get it, right? Go to school, get a job, get married, buy a house, have a couple kids, watch TV on the weekends, pay taxes and die. Like, cool. But that's usually not for us. That kind of makes us boxed in or feels anxiety. We'd rather work the 80 hours a week to command our own destiny than follow that script. And authoritarians kind of demand the implementation of the system. It's how they see like the rules and the way that you should be. And so sometimes they have a real big problem with people who buck the system. Watch out for number 3, the opportunist. They'll say things like, man, can you get me a job? Or, you've got cash, give me a loan. It's interesting. Most people see black or white, on or off. They don't have super state. As an entrepreneur, we have to recognize that, yeah, we're growing a business, but we're dumping everything we can back to grow. It's very rare to see $1 million business owner who has $1 million in the bank account. It's just not how it works. Now, sometimes there are some small businesses, but service businesses certainly aren't the profit margin bastions of hope everyone wishes they were when they get started. It's interesting. You know as well as I do, just because you have a business and 10, 12, 14, 20, 34 employees doesn't mean you're rolling in the dough. At the end of the day, the only opinion that matters is yours. but it's got to be the right opinion, the one steeped in reality. So self-reflection is a major key here. When you're looking at yourself and you recognize some shortcomings, don't fret. Maybe you are not an entrepreneur yet. Maybe you're not ready for leadership of a large organization yet. Again, I'm a big fan of state. Putting that simple yet at the end of a deficiency really helps to ground you in the reality that you have control over it, that you can go and you can fix it. You can learn, you can hire, you can bring somebody in who counterbalances your inadequacies. So Danny, 3 things wrapping up about the naysayers and the whole mess. Number 1, remove negativity from your life. Control it where you can, but you don't have time for it. You're looking to be positive as much as possible. That's the only time you're going to be in a mind state where family life and work-life balance really gets dialed in. Number 2, seek to take advice from those who've done what you want to do, and not from those who create unnecessary obstacles. And number 3, take a good, long, hard look at yourself. Maybe you're just not cut out for this yet. Until next time, guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go check out the demo, and give us a call.